Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Welcome to Salvia, where we dive into the world of global politics and uncover the stories behind the headlines. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating development in the complex dynamics between China, North Korea, and Russia. So, what's happening with Xi Jinping's relations with Kim Jong-un? Well, for years, China has been tightening its enforcement of UN sanctions on North Korea, aimed at curbing its nuclear weapons program. However, under pressure from the US, China seemed to be taking a more aggressive stance against North Korea. But now, it appears that Xi Jinping is shifting his strategy. China's relations with Russia have strengthened as a result of the war in Ukraine, but this is troubling for Xi Jinping because he knows that a collapse of the North Korean regime could lead to a unified, democratic, pro-Western Korea. And that development could bring American troops to China's eastern land borders. So, what's Xi Jinping doing instead? He's relaxing some of the trade curbs with North Korea that he imposed during Donald Trump's first term. According to reports, bilateral commerce between China and North Korea has bounced back to pre-pandemic levels, increasing by 28% year-on-year to $1.6 billion in the first 8 months of 2025. This is a significant shift from just a few years ago when trade plummeted due to UN sanctions. But what's driving this change? It seems that Kim Jong-un and Putin have drawn closer in recent times, with North Korea sending troops and weapons to help Russian forces in Ukraine, and Russia providing fuel, food, and military technology in return. This has led to a mutual defense treaty between the two countries, which is alarming for Xi Jinping. China still hopes to prevent North Korea from acquiring a fully functional nuclear arsenal, fearing that it could prompt Japan and South Korea, both American allies, to do the same. However, Russia seems less interested in curbing North Korea's military ambitions, conventional or nuclear. Some officials even suspect that Russia may have helped North Korea achieve recent advances in its atomic weapons program. So, what does this mean for China's efforts to build economic leverage with North Korea? The answer is unclear. China has struggled to influence North Korea even when it had more sway. Mr. Kim well understands that China would never let his country collapse. Chinese leaders have tried in vain to encourage market-opening reforms, hoping that regional integration would reduce military tensions. In fact, the lack of activity opposite Tumen, where new customs and immigration centers are being built, might be a sign that North Korea is not reciprocating China's efforts on trade and political connections. The Chinese authorities suggest that these facilities will be finished by next year, but there were no signs of construction at North Korea's end. That raises an interesting question. What benefits will Xi Jinping need to offer to North Korea to secure its cooperation? According to Jenny Town of the Stimson Center, China may have to offer benefits not just on trade, but on a larger political scale. This might explain why North Korea sounded lukewarm in its statements on Kim Jong-un's recent meeting with Xi Jinping. As we look ahead, it's clear that this story is far from over. The dynamics between China, North Korea, and Russia will continue to unfold, and Salvia will be here to bring you the latest updates and insights. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.